Archangel Michael's jet back online, back to give you the word of the God that you love, the God that we pray to, the God that will guide us through the storm. So, as God said, let us put some light on the subject. Oh yeah. Only a little bit of light this time, not even shining. Battery's probably dead. Well, God's always got a bit of a backup plan all the time. God's got to think in many tangents and on many levels against many evils. Not just his son. See, people think it's just the son who's in charge, but he's only a prince. There's a whole king and queen to this game. And then you've got minions and other dimensions, and other realms, and other demons, and other fallen. So I hope I find you well when you come and you watch the replay. I don't expect anyone to be here. But like I said, if you keep trying, then you are not a failure. Remember this. There'll be times when you go through life, even myself, where you think, is it all worth it? But it is. It is always worth it. Fighting evil is often a lonely trip.
Successfully. The Bluetooth device has disconnected.
Oh, I wonder that connected to. Do something. Oh, it wasn't me. Well, there you go. Connected successfully. To what? I don't have any Bluetooth it can connect to. So, that makes me wonder. Makes me wonder indeed. Technology, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, through the air. There's a bit more trouble coming through a network. But through the Wi-Fi and the air, well, anything seems to be possible. Strange. Strange goings on and strange things around every day. Oh, he was still asking this one. Who is he? We don't think he's this. We just think he's some crazy fanatic that moderates for Jaggerite, wears a white mask, claims he's the Archangel Michael. But he has no set of wings or halo, and he acts like no angel that we've ever heard about. Strange, how could he be? Strange indeed. But that's it. You've been a product of imagery, imagined by Constantine, the Emperor of Rome, over 600 years ago, 700 years ago, a little bit longer maybe, when he was in power. And he had moved the whole court of the Roman Empire to Constantinople. And he decreed this is the day that Jesus was going to have his birthday. We're going to make it this way. We're going to pray this way. When we make that book, it has to be this way. So, at no time is that Bible or the current thinking and narrative that we have of the God that we know and all the teachings that we have are in the ways and designs of a man, Emperor Constantine. And nothing in that book is like Jesus would have wanted it to be. except one part. And I'm going to read that part to you. Out of all the scriptures, out of all the blessings, out of all the stories in that great book, how great it is. It's a great story. Makes it a great book. It's a fantastic story. All movies and all other stories have been based off of what happens in that book. But it's a story nonetheless. It's only one part of the story that we really have to worry about. And you would even see this in all those movies they have when Jesus comes and the great doings he has through the lands, giving the people the bread, the fish, healing the sick. Well, one person to him said to him, "What is the right way to pray to God? What is the only way to pray to God? How do we pray to God, Jesus? How should Jesus, the man that claims that he is the Son of God, claim that we should pray to his Father? What is the best way? This one says that, and this one says that, and that one, they don't believe in God at all. Which is the best way? We know he is there. We have heard it through you. Which is the way?" Well, he said, "Let me take you into the minds of my Father. My Father, he can go into the future. He can see miraculous things. That is why he can plan in the past. Well, I have that sort of hindsight too. And the best way I found to pray to my Father is not by going to a building out in the open like you are now, listening to me sitting on this hill so my voice can echo down to you. All these people standing around. You want to know the best way to pray to my Father? You can do this by yourself anytime when you feel like you need it. Because your relationship with my Father is a personal one. So you don't need any book, any church. You don't need to go to any synagogue. What you need is the Lord's Prayer. And I will teach you that. And that's all you need. Faith in the laws of the Ten Commandments and all the bylaws that we have that come from them. Faith that God is there because he is, I am because I am. That's the idea of faith. And Jesus, which is proven to be a real man. Some say he was a man of great knowledge, a prophet. Two religions believe that. They fight now. The Jewish and the Muslim. Both of them believe in God. The Jewish people, most of all, they was the first ones to have a covenant with him in the Old Testament. We live in the New Testament now, under the guide of Jesus. So until them Muslims and them Jews accept God is not just as a great prophet, Jesus is not as just a great prophet, but as the Son of God, and accept Jesus into the heart, which how it is said, the only way that we can be resurrected and saved at all, because it's the New Testament, see? That's why the Jews don't like that. They had to deal with God in the Old Testament way. Somewhere along the line, God slipped Jesus out, because he knew there was other good people out there, and he knew he was losing. He made a policy. Only the Jews are coming to heaven. No one else. But he looked at them Jews. I'm going to promise you the land of milk and honey one day. I'm going to give it to you. I, personally, am going to give it to you. But he was also bound by other laws and rules that he had with the Jewish people, with his covenant. So he had always had to protect them, even if the race went to a wrong direction, which they did. And that's it. And now you look at them. They pray the almighty golden bull. Baal, the golden bull. That's their vision of God. The same bull they had in the desert. Moses threw down the 10 Commandments. Told them they shall not praise idols. They dragged that with them across the river Jordan. And they took the land of milk and honey. They were not given it. They took it. That's why Moses never crossed the river. Now, Joshua being promised to be protected by God, part of the covenant. He had angels come down and help him. Talk to him, tell him how to do things. Even though they may admit the part where the angel said, not really supposed to be doing this. But we know that you're so tired of walking around for 40 years in the desert, wondering when this milk and honey is going to come. When they talk of the land of milk and honey, the symbol was when they looked across that river Jordan, there was all these flowers. There was all these beehives with honey. And there was all these goats for milk. The land of the milk and honey. Doesn't mean it was going to be pristine fucking jungle and all nice forest and all that shit. Because you have a look at that land. That's the Holy Land. Yeah, it looks like a desolate shithole. The only holy thing at the moment over there is all the holes in the ground from the bombs. And every other hole that lives in the country. Because everyone's got one. That's the only thing holy about that place. You go to Jerusalem, you're supposed to be the most holiest city in the world. Oh, we can say that. Because it's got the best sectarium in the world. Been functioning since the Roman days. Can boast that. So they're professional at the business of fucking sex. Best sex in the world. If you want that, go to Jerusalem. It's the crossroads of the whole world. A lot of religions meet there. You've got to cater for their lust and their tastes. Whole streets over there. Prostitution. Best in the world. Okay? You function your little Christmas tree fucking Constantinople fucking bullshit contract thing, buddy, God thing that's been installed into your mind. Keep doing that. Keep thinking it was all la la this way and God-like and like the fucking movies or Jesus walking around like he was always fucking off his head on peyote. Coming out with strange phrases and God-like talking. Putting on the act. Yeah, well, perfect teeth, perfectly clean. In a country that had no toothpaste, no bloody toothbrushes, no fucking health like we got now. Most of the people ate fucking goat. Most of the people still believed in the other religions. Slavery was abound. Slavery was abound everywhere. Sex was part of the fucking industry. Sex is the first bloody business that was ever created. The first profession on this planet was sex. Bartering women for sex. Strong gladiators, powerful gladiators. They could design to kill, sit there as a slave. But you had great men of realms come bring their daughters to them so they can sire them powerful sons, powerful grandsons to take over the realm. So, you have a look at that one. How strange the world actually is. Sex. The first caveman that was strong enough to put 6 women into his cave, and that bloke over there, he knew how to hunt meat better than he did, but that bloke knew how to hunt women better than he did. They did a little trade. You give me some of that meat, I'll give you one of these women. And that way you determine the word bludger. In this country, in the dictionary, last time I looked, the narrative changes because people's mind changes about things, which is crazy. Kind of crazy, Got to stick to some sort of level where you're going to have chaotics fucking all the time. A bludger, the term of a bludger is, one of the definitions of a bludger, right? It's not someone that hits someone, that's after. That's someone that clubs a seal, that's a clubber. But they bludgeon them to death, which is also a way that you and hit someone. Design, where the means to hit. But the real term of bludger is a man that makes money off of women, or uses women to make his money. That's the bludger. It's a law in this country, in Australia, to be totally illegal for a man to be a pimp or own a prostitute parlor. In fact, he can't even own a male prostitute parlor. He can prostitute himself out, but he can't own men under him. Only a female can own a sex industry, selling sex industry legally by the government, taxed and all. Can only be owned by a woman and run by a woman, by law. Otherwise, you're a fucking bludger. So, you got a whole country over there. Think about, this is depravity. This is sickness. This is evil. Designed as a fashion show. You pride yourself on your pimping. You pride yourself, we pimping now? Oh, you pimping, you got the pimp clothes on. Why would you want to be fucking slapping women, using them as ATMs? Going out, spread your legs. Fucking get some money from me, woman. Now. If you don't, I'll punch the piss out of you. Cut that little face up of yours. You like that, huh? But they get around all that rich clothes, all the fucking gold jewelry. What? From women laying on their back, doing all the hard work. While he sits around there threatening to punch the piss out of them. That's your pimping. That's your Diddy. That's why Diddy's out of function. This is why they're all cheering for Diddy in the street. He's the pimp of all pimps, see? You made pimping. You made pimping a fucking good thing. Like you praise it up like if you become a pimp, fuck, you're almost as good as a priest. You're both still in a cunt of a situation. Sorry about that. What's coming out of your mouth is very viscous. Slippery. They bury you in. Hey, look at that there. I'll give you that girl. No, throw her thing out there and she'll turn into gold. How about that? Full of silk. That's how the church rings it up. Oh, when you do what we say, you fucking out there, it's covered in gold. Fucking nothing but silk. Same deal. Same hustle. And they even got a policy about sex too. Think about that one. So, pimping. You're going to make pimping in. What's next? What's next? Pimping's already fucked. Yep, I'm pimping now. Yeah, I dressed up to pimp. I was the one that was the pimp in that show. Good show, good actor. I got nothing against the man. But you got to look at the fucking hidden message inside what he was saying. He don't even know that one yet, too. He hadn't worked that one out yet either. That's how fucking indoctrinated the evil is. We see pimping as a good thing. Oh, that's funny. Yet we'll laugh at that. But most of the pimps out there beat the shit out of their fucking tricks. Fucking, and force them to get drugs. Keep them in the low, bro. Fucking predators that wait for these ones that go to Hollywood and all that there trying to be a star. End up on the street. Feed them a bit of stuff. Feed them, oh, you spread your legs for me, work for me, bang. And then you start doing deals with all those sex mobs. And they get younger and younger and younger. Some of them are successful and you see them make a lot of money. Now they're getting rid of the pimp. You got this fucking other narrative in where you got the men and the women separating apart. Women want to go bestiality and go fucking lay up with a bear. Despite the fact, right? Despite the fact that bear will bloody rip you apart every single time. Without question. Right? Take a man out of the bush. Not every man's going to rip you apart. This is the thing. You think you get, they're teaching you this narrative that if you go out with any man, no matter what, he's going to go fucking sexual deviant on you and he's going to attack you. And they're trying to convince you that every man on earth has this thinking. When we don't. There are some men that do, yes. This is a given. But the way you're putting it out, that every man, if you get stuck in a situation where you're out in the forest, and it was a man or a bear, who would you choose? Oh, I choose the bear. Every time. Okay, why? Because the man would do this, that, he's true. And... No. That's also another thing that's being put into you. Push the man away. Discredit him as a man. See, the whole reason why we have work safe, equal opportunity, right? The only reason why they are in society, only reason why we have them, it's only one reason why. It's only really one reason why. And you won't admit it. Because you say, this is not true, we're all equal. No, we're not equal. That's why we have to create one. And we can't create one physically. Otherwise, we'll have to pump all you girls full of testosterone from the moment you're born. Even before you're born. So you'll probably not be born with a womb. You're born like a man. Then, there's equal opportunity. Naturally, by natural selection. But we have to make equal opportunity. We make work safe. So we put all these rules in there so it can be equal. Though that person and the woman and the man can both work on that ledge, building that high-rise building, right? Because the work safety thing's been put in place, so they both can. Work's been brought back a bit to a safety level. Insurance, no? Easy, user-friendly. All these have been put in place for one reason and one reason only. When it comes to men and women, women cannot compete. That is it. In a nutshell. On an overall majority, when it comes to everything in this world, women find it hard to compete against a man unless there is equal opportunity, user-friendly, and work safe involved. Or you will never compete. So, you work that one out. That's the real reason why equal opportunity is around. That's the real meaning why we even ask for equal opportunity. It's not a matter of that you haven't been given something. It's a matter of something that you just do not have. A lot of it. Some of it's got to do with things that the way you're being treated. Yes, that's a given. I give it that, especially with the wages. Yes, that's a given. But all the rest of it, well, physically a man can run faster. Physically a man can jump higher. Physically a man can lift more weight. Physically a man can go deeper than any woman ever has. And physically no woman that I know of alive works as a deep sea diver repairing petrol lines and underwater fucking communications. There is no women saturation divers around in the world, and we essentially need women saturation divers. But we don't have them. We've got only men. Think about that. There's equal opportunity. You could try to be a saturation diver. Go ahead. Your body is not designed for it. You have to be a very strong, very powerful woman, not a regular boat woman, like every other woman is. You see, you have to be more like a man to handle the depths, or your body is just going to crush. Because your body is designed to hold life. A whole different design. Man is designed to protect, to be stronger, to take more, to understand, take a bit more, be a man, as you say. You know? We're not allowed to do that no more. I got my son, got the clearance from the police to teach my youngest son in here football, soccer, or anything with his friends as a team. Now, when I was growing up, you were playing bloody shitty. The coach would get in there. Right, boys, close the door. You've been playing like a pack of girls. And we all got like to see it because we don't like that one. You do that now, right? You'll have fucking all those parents put a case on your ass because you're fucking tenderizing their children. Half them kids there, the way they've been taught, right? They'll take that little thing like it was a physical slap, and they'll go in the corner and start rubbing. Oh, you said that word. I don't like you. And that's how you want society to run? You want it to run like that there? That's how you want him to run? Where you can't even fucking be A. Fucking be a man. You can't even say that. You got caught that in front of welfare down here, say, shut up and be a man, son. You get done. No? Grow up. Grow some balls. You can't do that shit no more. You're not allowed to. You get caught doing that there out of context. That's it. Fucking welfare will come straight in. It's that powerful over here. Like I said, we got the most powerful feminists on the entire planet. And the most richest. Gina Reinhardt. She's that powerful, they signed her up like a fucking man. That's how much money she's got. Right, you know. Whole state over there, eastern states. They've got a council position made in their state government. It's called Behavior for Men Minister. Determine how men in that state should behave. Can only be seated by a woman. By law. So where's the equal opportunity in that? How are men supposed to even say in that state now how they're supposed to behave? Because not all those men are bad men. But they've been trained as all bad men. By a few bad ones that do some bad things. Like these latest kids being, no? These latest bloody chomos. Oh, I'll say it straight out, because I have no shame in YouTube trying to stop these words, which should be made as a connection. Those pedophiles that they've been catching in the bloody child early learning industry and the child daycare industry over in the eastern states. Got 3 of them just now. Got 2 that are working together, and they got this other one that just caught. Operating for years and years. Accepted by the government. Enlisted by the government. Installed by the government. Government puts them in, proves them. They go through working all these kids, doing all these kids and dirty things. No? They're responsible for that. But their only response to that is take all the men out of early learning because they could not be trusted. Oh, the statistics say that mostly only men do this to children. Well, that's not actually true. Right? And that sort of aspect they do. They attack them like that in daycare centers, use those opportunities. But you find a lot of kids are abused by their mothers where you can't see behind closed doors. And that's why you've got so many kids, so many girls on fucking drugs, on ADHD medicine, all running around claiming they suffer from PDHD or whatever, PTSD. You know, PTSD used to be, you know what they used to call PTSD? They used to call it fucking shell shock. Because when they come back from World War II, all the bombs raining down, they're fucking like this, waiting for them still to come down. That's called shell shock. When you experience that much fucking trauma and everything, and as slowly as it's gone over time, they come up with PTSD. Like ADHD. Okay, 30 years ago, ADHD. You know how the fucking the doctors were dealing with that? They were telling you, take the kid home, give him a good iron. Snap him out of it. Because there's fuck all wrong with them, they're just fucking not fucking being right. Now they're singing up, oh, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. You have to take this fucking medication. And I got my daughter screaming at me, Dad, they're changing me. They're doing something crazy to me. But I have to give them to you, his daughter, because the welfare will step in, where, we're supposed to be a bit free and that, but they can step in any time. We don't give you those things. But the pediatrician said, take these away from them. So, you work that one out. So, well, it's time to do the one thing that even this new pope that's in now, Leo Lion, you know what he's been saying? He's been saying the same thing what I just said. This system that we believe here to pray to, this system of church that we have taught to you, system of church that I am under now, is not how Jesus would have wanted it done. It's how Constantine, the emperor of Rome, wanted it done. Jesus was born on the 14th of April, not the 25th of December. Santa Claus was originally a man in green from a Nordic story that used to come down with carved bits of wood for kids during the winter, around that time. Coca-Cola stole the idea and painted him red for a commercial. And now that's accepted how Santa should be all around the world. And they give him names like Father Christmas, Saint Nick, Chris Kringle. All great stories of men of gifts and generous, right to the same story. Or is it the same man, and just a different narrative told? Like you got the narrative of in the Greek mythology, the leader and the king of hell is Hades, king of hell, brother to Zeus. But you slip 500 years forward into Christianity, and that name that was Hades is now Osmosis. Isn't that strange? And, well, what was Zeus becomes Lucifer. Lightning is the key to that one. Zeus never lived in the heavens. He lived on a mountain in Olympus. No? And the Antichrist, Lucifer's son, well, that's going to be no more than Ares, who likes to skin the enemies and coat his bed with their flesh. It's like people who wonder why my short that I've got out there. I'll tell you this story before I do the Lord's Prayer. Because this is the only thing that Jesus, in the entire book, if you read that book right, he says this is the only way you pray to God. So you get that rest of that book they're going to make in the future, which I have no concept of, because I don't travel the future like my dad. And I asked him, what's the best way to pray to the Lord, oh Jesus? What's your way? Pray to your Father. I'll give you this Lord's Prayer. Follow those 10 basic 10 commandments from the Old Testament. So, a bit of the old, something new, and I'm going to create something on the spot. You can do this wherever you want, out here, over there. Don't get sucked into any building or any man standing there trying to tell you what I've already said in this book, clear and concise. So you can screw up the rest of the book, all your controversy, all your fucking hymns, all your bullshit, all your history, all your future, all your revelation, the whole fucking cat and caboodle. Pull out the Lord's Prayer, and that's the only page you need. Jesus says it himself. Nowhere he says that you've got to go into a fucking room or a fucking place. Nowhere get money plate. In fact, all he did was give. And that's why he needed Judas. Because when he come across Judas, Judas was a thief. And he knew he could use his foraging powers. Look, Judas, we're going to have to travel this way. No, they're going to have us written up as 12 people in the future. But those 12 people, they're slavers, they got families, they got people that they fucking own. So there's going to be 120 of us on this little bandwagon, this little caravan going across the years preaching my message. 120 of us, kids, slaves, women, their wives, their slaves, their animals. They don't tell you that one. That's how he found them all. That's how he found them. He went around finding these men that had a bit of say in their community. I can use you. You got that material, we can use that. And when he come across Judas, Judas was a thief. So he said, right, Judas, we're going to have to go to that town. Can you secure a place for us? I don't know how you do it, but I'm going to do you like the Italians worked out in the future. When you fucking do that thing, you come back to me and say, I bless you, Judas, you have done this for the Lord, and now you're fucking in the good book again. See, that's how it works. You go out and stab someone, kill them, they go back to their priest, the Italians, and say, oh, bless me, I haven't sinned. I said, what have you done? I had to kill this man because he stole money from me. Well, now you are all clear in the eyes of God. There you go. And he puts his little tray out and he puts a little cut in, and that's it. He's all clear with God now. It's all in the hands of man. That's how it's fucking written up. God's sitting back furious at this. He said, oh, Jesus, bloody Satan's got this one sold up for these humans. He got them fucking doctrinated right, thinking that these angels are going to come down with wings and all kinds of fucking shit. That's called imagery, It's like fucking watching the Hollywood movies. You're going to take that as fucking true fact? Some people do. Look at this matrix thinking. Red pill, blue pill, left wing, right wing. The discourse in life to keep the division. Put both pills together, you'll be a fucking human to experience both ends of the fucking stick. Right? And you'll be like them cunts on fentanyl, bent over in the street in both worlds, in reality and in the fucking real world at the same time. That's what the matrix is. If you take this pill, you'll be stuck in the matrix. You take this pill, that's your desire for reality. And how they play it off left wing, right wing, what so? One wing is more the desire of reality and one's a fucking fake? Bullshit, you can't tell the difference between. They're the same, all the way through. Right, we'll do the Lord's Prayer. Get that out of the way, get God in. And then I'll tell you why I've gone this way with Archangel Michael. He's in love with the Queen of Hell, Persephone. Because then you'll find, when I tell her story, she has the worst essay story of them all. And then I will show you about narrative and how it changes with the times and those that are in power, like Constantine, and your current belief in the religion you think is the Christianity now, which it shouldn't be called Christianity, it should be called Constantine. And here is the only thing that you need, that Jesus ever spoke of that you need, that Jesus ever spoke of that you should do when he was asked to believe in God, to pray to God, to do the right thing. The only way Jesus wants you is to believe him, that he's the Son, bring him into your heart. And if you need to pray to God, you can do it anywhere. Don't believe anyone that has to go into no building, synagogue, or pay money for it. You just do this Lord's Prayer, people. We're out here, I'm on a hill. You're listening to me now, sitting down low in nature. This is in no building. It's out here with God, where God is. You can also find him in here. You have to make this personal relationship with my Father, and then he will truly listen. And here it goes. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And I always maintain to do the Hail Mary version. They will have you believe it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Really? The three are one? So God cloned himself and then made love to himself and had a fucking child? I can't believe that one. No, a family is a mother, a father, and a child. That's the Constantine. That's the Constantine believing, the Emperor of Rome, who decreed such a thing, not the ones that were responsible for nailing him to the cross. They had the laws that he was crucified to begin with anyway. He used those laws so he can break his father's algorithm, take all the blame for all the fucking things that his father reckons the human race has done to him, clean the slate, and in the same program, we will be able to ascend a new way through the New Testament, and not just the Jewish race. The Jewish still have their little place. See, this is what they don't learn. They think they're smart. They think they've got this deal with God and they can treat him anyway. They can put God on trial. You are not looking after us like you promised. No matter what we do, you are supposed to look after us. I said, true, I am true. I will do it what I say. I will keep to my end of the bargain. But my end of the bargain, remember, up in heaven, when you get up here, I've got a special place close to me for you, away from the other one's heaven. In his first way of thinking, this was because he favored them. He wanted to watch over them and be kind. Now, he wants to watch over them. Oh yes, he will help them. He will do, he's part of the deal. He would deal with them personally. So no angels are going to punish them. No. When they get punished, they'll be punished by God himself. That's his favorite people. They fucking break his part of the contract. They're screwed. They got a golden bull. That he had Moses told them, don't fucking pray to idols. They pray to it. That's what they choose to do. That's their old God there. They do it now. The golden bull is also praised by, well, Hindus. The bull, sacred. Can't eat cows. Golden bull. There you go. And then you got Satan. The golden bull. That golden bull, I don't know. They even had that in the Greek mythology. And that brought that into Christianity. Have a golden bull, put people inside it, put a fire under it, and it starts fucking steaming. You used to have tubes inside it that go out the mouth and nose, so it sounded like the bull was roaring, like people were cooking inside, under the Inquisition of the Christianity. Now that the skin's coming off you, are you going to say that you're a devil? And they believed that if they burnt to death and never said that they was, then, well, he was innocent. So justify burning an innocent people in a golden bull. Isn't that strange? See how that golden bull's right across the thing? That's all your narratives. That's all your narratives. The Hindu gods, when they left India, went to a planet with its own little miniature star behind Saturn. Saturn is another name from the Roman Empire days before Christianity was accepted. Greek Empire days was sort of a bad god. It's also another name for Satan. Very same. That's why Lucifer, when he come down, because he doesn't really like that name. That's the name his father gave him, but he'll use it. So he took a name for his own, Satan, under that great Saturn. Now think about that planet Saturn. It's got a ring around it. Close to that. It's very, we can see that. It's got a hexagon on top, perpetual storm. Very strange. A lot of mathematics in the universe could be figured out, calculated to that, believe it or not, by the size of it. It's just very mathematical, strange and oddity. But the worst and most strange thing about Saturn, and all our knowledge of physics, and all our knowledge how the universe works, there's only a certain way a dynamo works to create a gravity or a radiation field to protect the planet. That means that it can't not come from the center of the North Pole or the South Pole. It's got to come from offset, or there will be no radiation formed at all. In all the theories and all the testings and all the knowledge we have, it has to be offset. That's why you've got a magnetic North Pole and an actual physical North Pole. Magnetic North Pole is about 150 k's away from the physical North Pole, if not more on some planets. Right? It has to be offset. Where the gravity actually comes out has to be offset from the center. Otherwise the dynamo would not work. Right? The dynamo will not work. You will not have a radiation field. Well, Saturn defies all logic, because it literally is only a few k's away from dead center in the middle, where that radiation field comes out. in all their understanding of things. That should not be. And then you have the King of England. Before his mother died, had a big parade, telecast, worldwide, everyone to see. Bringing this big orb down with all his lights on it. Oh, here comes the star of Lucifer. Over the 72 nations of the Commonwealth, from behind Saturn, come down. And now, we bring you the black woman on the mechanical dragon. Come down the street. Now tell me that didn't happen. Because it did. The last worldwide. I think more than 1 billion viewers. No, that would have been good if they went on YouTube. No? We were clapping at that one. They all went quiet when he first said that. I found that quite strange. I stood up and said, what? And the rest of the crowd looked. They thought what I must have been running through their brain. What? What did you say? 72 nations have come off under the star of Lucifer. And what did you say? Yeah, he said that. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Oh, look at the lights. Oh, wow. Oh, look at the fucking spot. Oh, look, a woman on a mechanical dragon. They fucking just fobbed that one right off. He told you plain as day. This whole third of the world that I own, put it in that Bible that's going to be slipped off. Right? And I am the king. Well, to be the king soon. You know? Well, and I'm going to inaugurate this whole little thing under the 72 Commonwealth nations under the star of Lucifer. Don't you believe that? Yes. And when I become king, I'll get my painting and I'll paint myself in hell. All the flames around me. My son, who wants to, other elements want me off the throne. Like my son wants to take over. Oh, just like fucking God and me are going on about. So what's happening in heaven is happening here on earth. You got people playing that on earth. The son wants to dethrone the father before his time. Because he's more popular. And then the son, well, he gets himself a painting done too. In this strange. Same painting that St. George has, their King George. Where he's standing on that immortal lizard. Pale, white lizard. Dragon. Which looks like fucking a bunger. That painting was done before they even knew what Australia looked like. And he's stabbing it with a spear. Well, he's gone and painted himself. You got Prince William. Big picture, same thing. Same immortal lizard. Looks more like the one running out there now. A little bit more than the original. He's sitting there smiling with his fucking stupid fucking idiot head. Spearing it. Wanting to use this tip that I got in my pocket. And they want him to take over just like it happened in heaven. Come on now. Get me the picture. The times is now. Right? That's it. What you're praising up as a fucking good boy, he got his food. He's in line to own a third of the world. It's already been fucking pulled in under the star of fucking Lucifer, under the current king. With the times, it's fucking televised. Clear as a bell right in front of you. But you can't take that one like Jag. She tells straight in front of you. This is going to happen, No, you can't take that. Even when it happens, no, she's still lying. That's fucking make-believe. We won't believe that. We're going to cheer for Diddy in the street because he's a pimp. Hey? We'll cheer for Diddy in the street because he's like OJ. A black man got off because he got money to fucking beat him at their own game. Even though we know he's a sick fuck. Is that how you're going to play the game? Is that gangster? No. You know how you get rid of them. You got to fight fire with fire. You got to think like they think. All those ones cheering for him in the street. Well, that's when you fucking do, okay, all right, I'll fucking fix you, evil cunts. I have to do a little bit of evil myself. I'll wait till you're in the street next time like that barracking for Diddy. Now I roll a 40-gallon drum down the fucking street full of propane. And I light that cunt up. There'll be none of yous left no more. You know, I throw one of a 9-kilo fucking gas bottle full of acetylene down there with a spark plug set up and a fucking 9-volt battery and a bloody and a timer from the hose. I rigged it up with a bit of fucking aluminium from bloody a Wrigley's fucking chewing gum packet. I make myself up a fucking bomb. Fuel that up with acetylene gas. Oh, that's got a fucking explosive rate like you wouldn't believe. That little 5 kilo, little 9 kilo bottle put it in the center of his house. There won't be no house here no more. And he wrapped a whole bunch of fucking nails around that. Roll that into the DD crowd. Boof! Fucking get the lot. The only thing the Archangel Michael is going to come, well, how else is he going to think you're going to save him? He's always coming down with sword, always doing things, always going to say, how are you going to save you? I got to use fire with fire. When it comes to it, that's how we're going to be fighting. That's how we're going to survive. By fighting with tooth and nail. But that comes soon. That comes after this bloody Buddhist fancy fair that they've got now to consolidate their power. We're becoming too aware of what the reality is, what the real reality is, what's really going on around us. Too much of us are coming aware. They're going to police this here and start cracking right down on the censorship. I probably won't even be able to talk like this anymore when they finally institute that. Because our message is getting out to the world. They can't control it all now. That's what they're having a problem with. So they want to change that narrative. They're becoming too smart, too aware. We come too together. People start realizing, what are we going to do? We can't be a government no more. Why? Because they want to string us up with piano wire because they know every single one of us motherfuckers are corrupt. And they've had enough of our bullshit. They're waiting out there for us now. Well, what do we got? Well, we got the military, we got the police, we got the law. We are the power of the land. They must do. And that's how it's always fucking been. So get this reality out of your head that you're going to be in any sort of freedom. In that Bible, if you want to fucking follow that Bible, which they're trying to do, which Jesus told you, fucking, that's not my way, that's the Constantinople way, performed by a man, by a fucking interpreted by a devil. That's why you've got all this imagery of angels in the wrong fucking mind. Archangel Michael's talking to you right now. I got no fucking wings. No? Last mob that come down with wings, what happened? They raced down to the earth, trying to get to all this goodness. And what happened? They burnt up and become deformed. None of them got wings, no? None of them could fly. None of them. Then you go and confuse this Satan. Oh, Satan's coming in with goat's legs and all this shit. Oh, that's osmosis. Osmosis got the goat's leg, and then you can go back into fucking... No, they're trying to discredit Hades from the Greek mythology by giving him the body of fucking a Parapus, which was the goat demon leg cunt with a big set of nuts. He tried going around raping all the female goddesses. He was good at other things. He used to get around with a bow and arrow. That's the Cupid too. Comes from that bloke, because he's all about sex, that bloke. He was sexually orientated. Like the Lucifer, like the devil. No, these are all content fucking narratives of different age groups, of different fucking platforms. That platform was the Greek mythology. Then you got the Christianity, stolen by Constantine and made it into the Roman Empire Christianity. No? They would argue fucking, it's not about Jesus having a purse to church. It's about whether the church should have a purse. Oh, Jesus never had that thinking at all. Jesus always asked, you can give what you can give. That way we can give that to the next village. But he also had Judas, because Judas has got a bad rap the whole fucking way through. And it's about time his story got told right. Now, Judas was essential to the process. I'll keep saying this. If Jesus would have walked up, he couldn't trust any of the other disciples. They weren't fucking good enough like Judas. They wouldn't go above and beyond and go foraging and steal shit. Come back and feed the whole lot of them. Jesus turned a blind eye and bless him. Thank you, Jesus. Judas, after all that work, was going to get the dowry for his wife, Mary Magdalene. Those 30 pieces of silver that you talk about. And here's a narrative change for you. Here's something really funny. You want to hear Mandela effect? Why do I always remember it as 40 pieces of silver? And now everyone's fucking saying 30. Does that CERN reactor change the time again? It's like, you know, that movie Ghost in the Darkness. It was about 3 lions, but now it's only 2. It's also one of the hardest free copies to find, that movie. Val Kilmer played in that movie. Strange, that. He was a very good actor. He skipped off the scope pretty quick. Once he did that Island of Dr. Marvin Monroe with Marlon Brando. Well, Marlon Brando was a very controversial actor. And that was the end of his little career. Gone. And he died from the disease, and where he went to. There you go. See? The narrative changes all the time. But did you put it together? Well, what have you got? You've got the Greek mythology that's 500 years really apart from Christianity, right? And if you take the story of those Greek gods and put it as the 200 fallen angels, and then you'll know. The same story in the Greek mythology of the Callian's flood, of a man getting told by Zeus to build an ark, put all these animals in it, there's a flood coming. No? It's the same story they tell of Noah and the ark. Just 500 years apart. A different belief and a different narrative. And the narrative changes again. No? Simple as that. Comes up to 600 years, 600, 700 years ago, when Emperor of Rome, Constantine, decreed this is the new way we're doing the Christianity. Jesus was born on 25th. This is going to be there. That's going to be there. This is going to be there. We're not going to have any woman's books in it. Because what we're going from here is the fucking Mary Magdalene scripts that had a copy of all the others. So we're going to go out and search for these others, try and put them in. We only value what men say. What does a woman know? That's the thinking. That's why you'll find in that Bible, a lot of women around the world pray to God. A lot of women, no, but if you read that Bible, girls, come on now. Fucking looks like God don't like women at all. Except 2 of them in the whole book. You get run down like shit. Always a hussy, always a fucking prostitute. Always fucking this. No, always fucking ordering religious men's head on platters. All through that book, women are fucking, no, not degraded. Women look out, made out to be very evil. Women are the root of all evil. Eve gave Adam the fucking apple. And so on and so forth. Women come from fucking man's rib, so you gotta be subservient. Fucking bullshit. That book's written by a man. Get it over, Have a look at that book. That's written for a man. Almost written for a whole bunch of sodomites, if you really want to look at that one. We'll keep them women degraded. We'll keep them thinking that they're only good for this. And there was only 2 women ever good. And they're going to be sinful because they gave us the Adam's apple. Forever on the day. We would have known nothing about nakedness if they didn't give it to us. So they fucking blamed you as girls right from the get-go. In that book. No? You, Eve. You touched the apple. You were not supposed to touch the divine knowledge. Now you know pain. Now you know nakedness. I did not want you to be you like this. I wanted you to be like the Aboriginal people in Australia that had no words for such things and walked around in the nakedness with nature itself, attuned to it, part of its story, part of its song that they had fucking helped Mother Nature recreate and fix. So when I come over and take over, I can look after life. So then forever, I have something to call me a God. Because without life, you calling yourself a God, you're fucking just a crazy cunt. Because there's no one else there to listen to you. His job is always going to be the powerful one to claim that he was the creator and be all and end all of yours. But he's only 8,500 years old, and our science tells us this universe is fucking 6 billion fucking years plus. So you work out the dynamics on that one. When it takes, God built the world. No, God refashioned the world. The world was always here. This pill was always here. Mother Nature's built all their fucking... That's why out there you find barely fucking... You don't find life. You don't find it. You got one little pill here, they're spewing the shit. In all different shapes and forms. He said, one day you can come here. You can have a dominion over part of this earth because it's going to be good. And you'll be able to learn how to bring this life to the rest of the galaxy. Because that's what we stuffed up. We can't understand why. Only life is coming in. You might be able to help that. So, you come down, like you said, the Anunnaki come down and changes. That all those bloody Sumerian texts up in fucking Babylon and shit. He's put so much faith into which has got the same story as fucking Greek mythology, got the same story as fucking God, got the same pictures of the fucking angels, got the same pictures of fucking sphinx creatures, all throughout all the fucking 3 different fucking beliefs. Okay? Tower of Babel. You fucking gonna praise that one? Tower of Babel, what is Tower of Babel? Right? Well, Tower of Babel was fucking in bloody, in the Middle East, where all the Muslims are. Well, isn't that strange? Ain't that something different? No? Narrative change, narrative change, narrative change. You're never supposed to touch Australia. So I'm right when I say when those seamen come, which belong to God, because every one of that went on that ship, they were all Protestants, believing in the Christianity. They come across the oceans of life. All life comes from the ocean. All energy is in the ocean. They come across and they touched last Eden. They're never supposed to come here. They're supposed to leave these people alone. Too late now. The reason why they come here is because they realize all these things that Satan needs to turn this song of life back into a story with full stops hidden around the world. They had to come here because it's written in there. No, it says he's going to dig up everything. And you're going to drain the oceans looking for this shit. What do you think they're doing now? They're digging it all up, the earth everywhere. They're draining the ocean. Fucking that up too. Crazy. Crazy. And they'll have you believe, oh, yep, we all come from Africa. No. You can't have a backwards evolutionary fucking time scale on the human evolutionary thing. Can't work. It's only got to go fucking forwards. You can't have a fifth race, the whole fucking country of Africa. There's not a fourth generation race skeleton everywhere they be found. They've got fucking some sort of link creature they call Lucy. Oh, that's almost human. There's 2 DNA difference. But it looks like a human, and it's got the sample like this. You know what? You know, 2% DNA differences? Oh, we're so close to the chimps, we're 2% different. Fuck off. We're not anywhere connected to them. No, we're related to them at all. By what, 2%? 2%? Really 2%. So we're related to that fucking monkey creature they call Lucy. That they found, just because it happened to be an old one, still dragging the snuggles on the ground, still picking rust from rocks. Oh, we date that to 65,000 years old. Oh, hang on a sec. Why is down in Australia, 65,000 years ago, we're pulling up skeletons buried in full ceremonial fashion? According to our belief, the 65,000 year skeleton, we should be at this level. Caveman level, dragging our fucking knuckles on the ground, licking moss off rocks. Don't even have a concept of what a fucking culture is. That's your Africa. That's the history of the skeletons there. Come to Australia, you got skeletons that I find here that are buried in ceremonial fashion with a thicker skull and thicker bones at the end. Because we're a 4th generation. 5th generation people have a thin skull. Don't have quite such a bridge here as hard. Not thick. I've got it. I've got a thick skull. I've got thick bones. It's inherited by the blood. It's Aboriginal. It's a 4th generation. Right? You can't go fucking backwards. That's why we don't have throwbacks. Only 5th generation people can have that. When you're a 4th generation, you've got to have you actually got to have to keep the color. To keep the color of the blue blacks that we do have out there, the full bloods. To keep that color, they can't have any interaction with any other race. They'd have to be secular like those Aryans, the pure white master race. Right? But they thought like a fourth generation pattern of their fifth generation. Is all fifth generation. Fifth generation humans. Grey skull. Simple as that. We're fourth generation. Ones have got thick skulls, we're fourth generation. You can't go backwards in evolution, don't go forwards. Now, we're not saying that you come from us. No, no, no. This is where it's fucking mixed up. Mankind evolved in several places on this planet at once. That means that we weren't fucking any part of the physiology of this planet. We might have connection. We might have same DNA patterns. We might be 2% different from all the other DNA on Earth, which gives us a connection because we've got 98%. Well, 2% DNA difference. Well, here's 2% DNA difference. A watermelon, a rain cloud, and a jellyfish all share 98% the same DNA. Water. 2% matter difference. And you've got a watermelon, a rain cloud, and a jellyfish. Do they sound like they're the fucking same? Where's the connection in that one? 98% DNA. That's your 2% variant. That's what a 2% variant of DNA can actually achieve in life, not just humans, in life. Of course, God's going to have a pattern to keep a certain body structure to even be. He just only has to chuck a 2% fucking into that. Through the way Mother Nature's designed it to make it a whole different creature altogether. From a plant to a rain cloud to a creature that lives. Then explain to me the immortal jellyfish. There is such a thing. You can look that up. It's very interesting. Starts off as the polyp. Goes up like a sea anemone. Takes to turn into a jellyfish. When it's ready to die, a lot of it falls off. Part of it falls back down again. Turns back into a polyp. And repeats the process. Forever and a day. Thus making that original immortal jellyfish for many thousands of years old. They have yet to see them breed. Maybe they don't. Maybe there's only a certain amount being put on here. They have to live immortally. Oh yeah, the immortal jellyfish. That has a strange cycle. It's like, how can I put it? You want to know the bug that they've written most on in the world? You would think it's the bee because of the honey that we get from it. Close, very close. No, there's something that has to do with destroying flowers. The aphid. The little common aphid. Go and have a do research on that. And you'll be quite surprised how many books, how many in-depth encyclopedias, how many studies, how much has been learned from the simple aphid, which has several ways it breeds. Oh yes, they can clone themselves, listening, because that's what that one can do out there. He can clone himself by making drones, exact replicas of themselves, right? The aphid could choose whether they have a breeding capacity or don't. The aphid could also share DNA with another aphid and have eggs and lay eggs, give birth that way, right? If it chooses to. Or in times of emergency, we could gestate them inside them and birth live ones, which are able to go out, and do the same process. So you work that one out. That's got a strain, that's got about 6 ways can actually hatch new ones. It's a very unique creature. The aphid. And they've got books on it, like a whole library of shit, whole encyclopedias of it, on just the common aphid. Because you have a look around the world. Flowers are extremely important. Scent, perfume, and dyes. A lot of your dyes come from the petals of flowers. You know? That's why the purple was so, well, you had to be rich to have purple. That's why you like to see the purple. That's why people signify purple as being rich, but it's also sexually frustrated as well. You know? That's another thing too. That's why when you get a moon ring or a mood ring, it'll turn purple when you're sexually frustrated. That's what it means. And, well, it was expensive to buy purple stuff. Because the way they used to make the purple ink was a specially hidden plant, or they had to get this special cockle shell, do something to it before the purple ink would come out of it. That was the only way that they could use purple. It was very expensive, very hard to harvest natural purple dye. Otherwise, it mostly comes out blue. Okay, there's not many natural purple dyes out there that would dye silk and fabric and keep it purple. So it costs lots of money. That's where the money comes into it. You have to be very rich over purple material, but it's very hard to make. There you go, that's the purple material. All because of that shell. Now they can recreate, they can synthesize it. They got purple natural extract for someone else. But I still guarantee you, if they're done the old way, they'll still be quite pricey. But that's the fact. No? You've got to look at it. It's not just this the color means, no. It's because it actually cost a lot of money to buy purple stuff, because purple was a hidden secret. Well-guarded secret. It's like saffron. The saffron plant. It looks like a well. Has a purple little flower. The little strands in there. Each one's got about 6 strands. 7, maybe 8 strands, sometimes 10. If you're lucky. Inside each flower. Oh, saffron. They've got to pick that saffron, which is the red, crimson saffron color. But dry that out and becomes one of the most expensive herbs we have on the planet. Saffron is equal to gold in weight, in price. You know? And that's how it's harvested. That was a hidden secret. Now, well, you've got people dipping into that. Now, saffron used to be 90% fucking from one country. Now, well, see how the rich take away things? Secrets are spread. Some secrets are hidden. Most secrets of the truth are hidden. It's like the secrets, like they talk about, the pyramids. No, well, I fucking keep telling you. They built that a lot easier than what you think. They talk about, you heard stories that talk about one man pushed one of those big stones around. And I scratch your head, but that's a 40-ton stone. How can he do that? Impossible. We've got machinery that can barely do that. Well, if you get enough people on top, and you play that game that you do, with a table, and everyone puts their hand on top, and you get to start levitating. Everyone else takes their hands off except one. They're usually scared because they freak out at that one. Because they realize they think everyone else is tricking them. No one's holding the table. And everyone goes, oh my God, they realize no one was tricking anyone. They take the hands off the table, drops. Or if you're smart enough and be calm enough, you put the table back down, or you can rise it right back up. If you keep your calmness and don't freak out what that table is actually floating, no one's holding it up, and you've got your hands on top, you can get over that little fucking hysteria. You can push one of those 40-ton stones around. Normally takes his hand off, will drop. Boop. Oh, we'll get him come back here, we'll start that one again. Oh, she's levering again. Off you go. No boat in the world at the time when they built those pyramids would have been able to cart those stones. They never had any barges or any fucking boats or anything like that to fucking drag those stones there. They used the water. It was gold splatters. They knew displacement of air could displace certain amounts of water, thus making buoyancy. So you could have a solid stone that weighs 40 ton, quarried 200 kilometers from where the pyramids are, put 40 gold bladders on it, that'll sit that much above the water, floating, and all you have to do is have someone with a little skinny boat next to it, pushing that stone along, keeping it going like they do with the logs in the river. That's why you'll go along that Nile River and you'll find so many perfectly stones. They say, oh, it didn't make it right, the boat must have sunk, and the boat's deteriorated over time. No, the gallbladders deteriorate all the time. Sometimes them gallbladders, they leak air, pop, and they go down. Simple as that. Same with those logs. You go watch on YouTube. They got those people going out catching all where they used to run all those logs along the river there 100 years ago. And then they're going back there now and they've got all these sunken logs that sunk along the way. They're picking them up and they were like $100,000 a log, pristine, old style wood. Can't get that no more. Like that one, Simple as that. Same as those stones. A lot of things a lot of things we should know to make every day better. But they control that information, change that narrative. 1 minute he's Hades, next minute he's Osmosis. Before that, what was he? Set. The great Set from the Egyptian religion, the all-seeing eye. Now this is the Illuminati. The all-seeing eye is the Illuminati. One that opens up the eye, see? An Illuminati, well, that's just plain and simple. Once you know the information, you become illuminated. A light turns on in your fucking head, and all the knowledge starts becoming understandable in a way that no one else can understand. That's what Illuminati is. They think they're illuminated. The Lord of the Rings. What's the name of the God that creates that little universe? Iluvatar. Ring a bell? So, shows you what he was. Come on now. It's all about turning that light on your head. What the Indians say, turn that light on your head, third eye. Right? You have to accept Jesus into your mind and heart. But only if you're in our church, so they teach you the fucking wrong way. Jesus told you, be out in nature, anywhere. Make your own personal fucking thing with God. The best way you pray to Him is the Lord's Prayer. Don't need no stone buildings. Don't need none of that shit. You got this Pope coming out now, this Leo. He's coming out, that's what he's saying. His own clergy say, you can't say that. We're behind the Pope. No. We've got a whole fucking business going on here. We've had this planet scam for quite a long time, Making them believe in this fucking false fucking belief. He's real, but not the way we fucking sung it up. None of those angels are coming down like that. When they find out, they're going to fucking drag us through the street. Oh, that's all right. We'll be too rich by then. We would have milked them fucking dry. And then we'll change the narrative again, and it won't be God, but the all-seeing spider. Where we spread the Catholic net out and fucking drain it all back into the center. Just like South Park. Go and have a look. Go and have a look at that one. Nothing God about that place. Nothing Jesus about that place. They get statues made and that there looks like fucking Jesus is half being blown away with all these dead souls around him. And then you make a mirror image of it, right on the main seat where the Pope sits. You make a mirror image of it, put the two mirror images, and it's literally a fucking big statue of Lucifer. Now you tell me, they got churches where we get this best artwork in the world. It's worth fucking billions of dollars. In fact, it's priceless because it's from the 16th and 17th century. You can't make that no more. One of a kind. Looks perfectly like a real angel tied up with all these fucking chains all over it. That's the imagery. That's the imagery at its best. Those scribes that wrote that book, they actually were men of God. So some words in that, some phrases in that book are good, are God. That's what gives it the God strength. But there was rich men of evil that chose what was going in that book, what the book was going to be about, what chapters were going to be going in, what chapters were going to be left out. But I'm so rich, I don't do the work for myself. I pass that down to you, the scribes, the men of God. I'm going to my purple sash room. And there you go. That's how the Bible came about. And God slipped into those men of God. And made sure that the message was good. So that book is not totally evil. That book can be used for a lot of things. But end of the day, it was used as a magic feather. There's only really one part in that book that Jesus ever said is the way to pray. Okay? That's the Lord's Prayer. All this fucking bullshit in that book, the blood of Christ, the fucking 12 disciples, that has been taken out of context and turned into a fucking ceremony that you would have at a fucking Roman orgy. Right? At a bloodlust, Satan believing, Saturn believing, Jupiter believing Roman orgy. Put in by Constantinople into your indoctrination, into your church, so you will take the God that saved you, the guy that come and saved you, you will fucking cut him up, you will drink his blood, and you eat him like a cannibal. Like a black magician, trying to fucking absorb the magic, trying to steal the magic. Why these black men out here are very quiet, because that's what they practice. Cannibalism. Like the royal family. They know if you eat special creatures, magical men, you can absorb this magic. And this is very true. But there is a way to do it where they give it to you, and a way to do it where you take it from them. This seize the day is the taking of knowledge by cannibalism. So Robin Williams accused of being a shapeshifter, I believe. No? Other people accuse him of being in the fucking right there when the young ones come in. No? Think about it. Very strange. You've been lied to all this time. When Trump goes, you're going to have a female. You'll vote in a female. Because that's the way the narrative is going. Men against females. Men that are turning into females. Men that are not allowed to be brought up as men no more. Even though you sort of got the right way. Oh, we're not going to have that in the school. Men are born men, women are born women. Can't have men and women sport. I agree with all that. We still got to have some sort of equal opportunity. When we cross that barrier, well, there's got to be some sort of pullback too. So a bit of a reverse policy going on over there at the moment. You'll find out that's part of the fall of an empire. It's how the Roman Empire felt. They come up with this bullshit narrative with the Christianity the way you believe it today. No shit, it even admits in that book when Jesus tells his story, this is the only way to pray to God. So you can quote all the rest of that bullshit in the book. Right? You can quote all the fucking, the 1,000, fucking 2,000, whatever bloody, blessings that you get. Oh, blessing number 947,552. You have to believe that this one did that and this one did this. Fuck off. Where are they coming up with all these blessings? I know as a man of God I listen to that does them, but fucking hell. Gee, what? They got some sort of book hidden away that we're not bloody able to get to? Doesn't talk about all those 900 fucking different types of blessings in that Bible? Where does it say that? Where are you getting this information from? Who's going to write that one? What narrative are they following? You know, you got all these secular fucking beliefs and all these things that you have to do, all these blessings and all these different types of angels and all these ones that you claim as archangels. That book's only one. It's only one chief. Only one head angel. Only one built different. Others can't be trusted. He didn't trust them the moment he built them. No, he's like us. Built us in his image. That's the whole reason why we're playing this game. We're the only creature out of everything that is ever out there that's got the opportunity. He gave us the opportunity. Make our own decision, our own destiny, be as powerful as him himself, but we've got to keep him always up the top. Otherwise we won't succeed. Right? Simple as that. You just want to go, you can't do that. You want to change God's narrative. That's what you want to do. That's what the world wants to do, and they want him to come down a certain way. You just want to follow the narrative that's written in that book. It's so tasty. It's so nice. Don't have to do fuck all. This cunt comes down with the bloody wings, wears a little magical wand, saves your soul. Well, they call him Archangel Michael. He's going to come and save us. Oh, there's other ones in the story, Gabriel and this here, but you look what they do in a bit. Look what they're doing. No, when it comes down and gives the seed to Mary, they can't tell you which actually angel it is. They're trying to say it's Gabriel. But it was supposed to be God that got her pregnant. What narrative do you believe? Huh? After all those narratives that go on to Constantinople and all that, and Jesus being white and all this stuff, Russia goes and fucking puts the Trump out in the book. They pull out all the painting, right? The oldest painting of Mary and Jesus in the well. Mary's jet black. Jesus is half black. That's a fact. Mary was a half child from a Nubian slave and a Jewish man. That's why she was an orphan and had no family. Oh, they'll write up stories about her. Like the Jews, they'll write up all types of stories, make themselves look fantastic. But it's another narrative nonetheless. Everyone writes a narrative about their race to make it look good. Let me tell you of their Aboriginal narrative, which marries straight into science, like a lot of them do. When we speak of the great rainbow serpent, well, most of your other religions will say, well, that's evil. Christianity, it made snakes to crawl their belly on the ground. But your God, he's only 8,000 years old. He can't come in saying that when we got a religion that's even older than his fucking concept of him even being a God. Why, you're trying to claim that your Christianity is fucking knuckle scrapers from fucking 65,000 years ago when we got full burial ceremony? That's how they good thinking. Australia was far away from every other country. How are you coming across the water when we're further away? No. You believe our culture and the spirits that made the land. The rainbow serpent that made the land, the bringer of life. The rainbow serpent. It's a serpent, not a snake. Serpents come from the ocean. Serpents are water. The rainbow serpent is the bringer of life. It's a river of life. Water is essential for life. What we have here on earth is what you don't find anywhere else in the universe. Water in its three states. Liquid, a gas, frozen. Nowhere else in the universe will you find water like this. You might find one part of it where the planet gets squashed or there's geothermal underneath, and they see on those moons massive rises of water vapor, ice on the surface, but no liquid water can form. Or they theorize there's liquid water deep down under the ice, but that's only a theory. We don't got no idea what's out there. They're trying to find out though. And you'll go like that movie Avatar. Think that you can claim the universe and everything in it under your dominion, humans. That's why every other creature in the universe kinda hates you before you even get off the fucking block here. That's why you got a lot of technologies and these aliens coming down, trying to keep you down. They don't want you flying around up there fucking up the universe like you fucked up every country on this fucking planet. Now you're going to get the prize. You're going to get the full globe. Like, own the full globe. Get the full secrets of water knowledge. Get to the original Mother Nature. Oh, in Antarctica, who's sleeping in her slumber and supposed to be left completely alone to wake up in her own time and birth up what she wants to bring forth to the universe. They're down there digging her up now. They got to burn off little sister here, M. O and M. The reverberation, the very first sound made when there was the Big Bang. The very sound that they hear far off at the edge of the universe. The reverberation of music and sound that everything is created from is from Om. Why you hear monks and not praying that one? There's Genesis 2. Genesis is the procreation of life. That's the whole understanding and the score of the Illuminati. You can control that fucking generation of life. You can be the God. That's why they illuminate themselves above the God. Satanism is something else. Luciferians is another thing too. These are all different sects that believe in the ways of man, that has the ability to take our own control and become like gods. But Satan is also trying to fight his father for a throne that he wants before his time. What is in heaven is in on earth. The King of England is now the ruler of the fucking 72 Commonwealth nations under the star of Lucifer. It is as so. He is decreed as so. It is now. Now is the end days. Your Satan walks among you as a king. Or is he the one that wants to dethrone the Father, like the Son wants to dethrone the Father in heaven, as it is on earth? It's in your book. You want to put so much faith in your book? You want to run your fucking book narrative? I keep telling you, this is a dreaming world. A dreaming world. If enough of us had a belief in it, this world will fucking dream it up. This was never created by God. This is Mother Nature. God's playing a game with his son. And they keep messing around. Mother Nature will just fold this border up, because it's hers. And there will be fucking no God, no Satan. They won't plan anything. They'll ruin the good thing. Fold this fucking planet up. That's the end of your board game of life. That's the end of your concept of fucking God. That's the end of fucking Satan. They got them all fucked. At the end of the day, them two blokes, they're fucking around with a woman. Special little fertile egg that only women can bring life into the world. Men have to seed it, but women have to birth it. Mother Nature. It's not called Father Nature. If God is the almighty being that creates the whole fucking universe, why would he need Mother Nature? In that book it says he don't need a fucking woman at all. He can rub a bit of ferment together and make up life like that one. From out of the sound of Om. From the reverberation. That's what I have you believe. I have you believe he's the divine creator of all the universe. Can see all everywhere, all omnipotent, all everywhere. He can move entire fucking mountains, destroy galaxies. But he has a problem with money. Can't handle money for some reason. Us churches, we know. No, he can't handle money. So please give. Or you'll be going to hell. And you have to marry that one. And you have to marry that one. And then we'll put Muslim into the black man's heart and fuck him right up for all eternity. The moment you become Muslim, trying to follow your fucking so-called African heritage, whatever, the moment you want to become that one, you take Jesus right out your fucking heart and throw him away. Forget this Joshua bullshit and all that there. Forget ever talking about Jesus ever again. If you want to be a Muslim, you want to be associated with any black men Muslims, that's Satan's fucking pure way to get Jesus right out of your heart. Then how look at their Muslims, how they believe. Oh, the women are subservient, do as you're told, walk 30 steps behind. Little boys club going on there. Always the men, fucking written up as good one. Women gotta fucking say, ragged up, fucking sheeped up. That's the way that you believe. If there's any women in there, why is it not the women? I believe that Muslims over there in Africa, in America, why are you not going to wear the turban? Because you're another fucking sect of Muslims. Because there's different sects, like in Christianity. You're not all fucking running the same bullshit. You're all believing in your own crap. Fucking preaching your own shit the way you're looking at that book. Let me tell you something about this American slave bullshit. You have not been slaves for how many years? So get that fucking slave thinking out your fucking head. What's done is done. They're not going to give you a fucking cent. Because if they start opening up giving you money back for being slaves, then they got to go back to the 500 years or the fucking Indians that just butchered, taking their fucking land off to have all your bullshit on anyways. Original, Aboriginal, proper word inhabitants. Not this native peoples, which is just a bullshit crap. Because after this rule of sale, if you go there for 300 years, you become that. So they can claim that now in America. They've been in America for more than 300 years now. They claim themselves endemic to that land, so they can claim themselves Native Americans too. Or they claim themselves as indigenous, which is any country you're fucking born in, you're indigenous to. So that doesn't mean that your ancient culture that's lived there before. Aboriginal, derived from fucking Latin. Original meaning. And I won't change this narrative bullshit just because it fits the way people want to think they're bullshit today and change the narrative. He's the first inhabitants. That's it. So badly they've even indoctrinated my own people. Got them calling themselves indigenous. Won't accept, Aboriginal is a bad word. No, it's the correct fucking word. This is the way it's been put at us, like it's been a bad thing. No, we want to change that narrative, turn it into indigenous. Indigenous is any Chinese person that rocks up to your land. When their wife's pregnant and they have a baby on that fucking country, well, they're indigenous. Well, guess what? Not in America no more. Trump decided to have a law saying, used to be that if you were a Chinese couple or a Mexican couple, and you come to our country here, America, and your child is born on our shores, technically they could claim residency back in this country as an indigenous person born in that country. But we're not going to have that law no more. You're Chinese and you come over here and you have to slip out a baby because that's, you misjudge your times on your trip. That kid's going to have no claimants back in this country. You're just going to be a Chinese. That's what Trump's done. So, that word indigenous means fuck all in America. You got to be born there. That's what that word means. Indigenous, where you're born. You're indigenous to that country because you was born there. Right? You can't do that in America. No, I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to follow that rule. I'm going to change that. My own little policy. Same thing. What's that? He's fucking one of the descendants too. He's fucking bloody Hillary Clinton's cousin. 3 times removed. Hey, they're fucking cousins to fucking Biden. And then they're fucking cousins to Uncle fucking Obama. And then they're cousins to fucking, only 2 presidents have been in the whole America's history that haven't been related to King George. Haven't been related to that King George bloodline. So you've got a family running that country. They're picking who's going to be closest on the line that gets elected. So you got Trump fighting Biden. Got him fighting fucking, or him. Obviously Camilla must have some of that blood in her too, or she wouldn't be fucking lined up as well to be a president. You work that one out. And you've got to keep that ruling. You've got to keep that bloodline to make it official with this God, with this Satan, with this guy standing on the lizard stabbing at King George. You have to keep it official. Or your country will be totally fucking illegal. As long as they got the monarch bloodline ruling over your country as a leader, England are quite happy with that. They won't enforce the rule of sale. Where you've got Trump saying, Canada we must absorb Canada. No, he knows quite well the laws say that when America wants to absorb Asian, it has to become back to the kingdom of the King of England, where it rightfully belongs to by the rule of sale. That is why you have your law in your constitution, embedded in your constitution, to have guns. And what's that for? So the King of England doesn't come back, push you around and tell you what to do in his country. Because that country was stolen. They'll have you believe it was a great fucking thing, the American fucking War of Independence. No, that's the War of Thievery. You had a bunch of thieves that went over there, stole the fucking land off the Indians, had to study 300 years how to destroy a tribal structure before they could try this one on the fucking Mother Nature down here in Australia. It's all the globalist patterns all been after one fucking thing. The globe. Every cunt on it. And I've had this planned and mapped and fucking done for thousands of fucking years. Man's worked up since the days of Noah that he's got his hand on this. God can't fucking interfere. He has to have us on his side to fucking work. Ha ha ha. A lot of men do that. Satan knows that. God knows that. That's why the sayings, God can only help those that help themselves. God can only work through you. He can't put his hand down here no more. Look what he did last time. Flooded the place. He destroyed it. And God is infallible. So he couldn't quite destroy it. No, he left that up to a man. It's in our own faith, like he promised. Noah could have said, right, I'm going to steer this way. Because he gave me an idea of where we're going to find this land. I'm going to steer the other way. I'm going to fucking kill off all life. All these animals will go away, shit. We'll run out of that bloody thing that keeps them sedated. They'll start killing each other and eating each other. We'll eat them, and eventually we'll all die. That'll be the end of life. The knife will be just gone. So he left up to the hands of man. So it was a wrong or right decision. God is infallible. He wiped his hands of that, just like the Roman emperor wiped his hands of Jesus. And then again, you're going on a narrative that was designed by a Roman emperor, a man. Not a God, not a Jesus, a man. He even read himself in the fucking story. Oh, he's going to be coming back and be the great fucking Keanu Reeves in the movie Constantine, the savior of the fucking universe. Oh, it can't be done. No, don't worry about it. Archangel Michael. It's Constantine. You don't know Lee's little deal? He done a deal with the devil too. Mr. Keanu Reeves. Didn't you, Mr. Keanu Reeves? What was it that you said to him? Yes, Archangel Michael knows all the fucking things that you've done. They get whispered to me from God himself. You might think I'm crazy, but I know I'm right. He has made a contract. He will be famous. He will live this good life. They have all these things, but he regrets it. Because he is not supposed to live like the others. I bet you I could still live my life like I was before I was a star. Smoking pot, drinking piss, and just helping people in the community. Because he come unto us, where he come into what fucking Bill and Ted in a time machine. Oh, fucking dude. And now he's this fucking Matrix character. No, he's fucking John Wick. He's all this. But he lives like a fucking in a caravan. Lives in a small beach, fucking wherever. Lives very rudimentary. Gives away all his money. Gets around in regular clothes. Does regular things. No other stars really do that. They live the life of a star. Spend up big, live in a mansion. Do all this or that. His deal was that he was not going to live like a star to be a star. No, Ozzy Osbourne out-drunk the fucking devil. That's why he fucking had the way he was. But they went in the end Parkinson's disease. So he didn't have a good ending. Maybe he should have been more clear with that little bit what the ending was going to be like. Because he looked like he was suffering at the end. Or he was shit frightened of what he was going to go to. No, then you've got, what's his name? Bloody Bob Dylan. Alice Cooper, who also come out saying he was at the same time as Ozzy Osbourne. No, they were expert chess players. Now, Satan, Lucifer, he thinks he's a brilliant chess player. So he jumped straight at that competition, but he didn't know they won competitions as kids. Alice Cooper's a professional chess player. That's how they fucking still functioning like they are. Now when they live a life raising up devils and stuff, we believe that they don't have something wrong happen to them. Something bad from God, has it? Or have they just had lots of money and had a brilliant career? Because that's what they're contracted for. And then they have a little side debt on that. There's a little side bet. You could beat the devil in the fucking fiddles down in Georgia, and the Golden Fiddles, or at the Crossroads. You beat the devil in a little comp. Not only do you get what you've written on that contract, not only do you get your soul back. You get your soul back, see? You get everything on that contract that you deal with them with, but he gets your soul. That's the price. If you want to save your soul, you can do a little side bet. And you have to be better at the devil than the side bet, or bet him something that he can't beat you at. No, because the devil's fucking pretty smart. He's good at a lot of shit. But we know he can't drink liquor. You're able to beat him in chess, although he's really good. So don't, unless you're fucking winning championships around the world, don't ever challenge him to that. Don't challenge him at all. I'll tell you why in the end. Even he's laughing at this one. Right? You got people that do deals with him like that? No, stupid deals. But they beat him nonetheless. No, I've got to do a deal with him eventually myself. No, but that's a different story. That's going to be done in the 2 Men in the Desert. And whoever gets that one wrong, either me or him. Strange how that story goes. Whoever gets that little game of bet wrong will become the devil. You know, so he might get off scot-free if I get it wrong. So you just have to bet him in something that he can't do. But that's a different story. That's my little niche that I have to have with him. One day, coming soon. Already offered him up once. No, he didn't come here. They haven't bloody caged that bloody lizard yet. When he wants to come here, he wants to come to me on that, or have control of that. So he has a bargaining chip to get what I've got. That's why it's essential I go out there before they become like God and have the power and knowledge how to capture it. Won't take long to work something out. Supposed to be totally impenetrable, except for the spearhead of, which is actually the tip of the pen that wrote the Song of Life itself. In my pocket, it also ended. No, the only thing that could pierce him, more or otherwise. I think that one. Very strange. It's all coming to a head now. I know it sounds crazy. I know it's very hard for people to believe. Trust me, it took me a long time to believe it. As this form as man, to fully come to terms with who I am. Go to pieces fit. I keep telling people, other than having a halo and having a set of saffron wings, I got all the receipts. I do all the connections. Oh, like I done with the golden bull. Look at that, how that's connected. But we'll get to the story of Persephone, the Queen of Hell. Why is the Archangel Michael running through YouTube with the Queen of Hell? Oh, here we go. Battery's going to play up now. I gotta put the. Excuse me for a second. I just put this on the charge for his dies. I'm just getting to the main part of the show, telling you why I have anything to do with the Queen of Hell. And people are wondering, why is this Archangel Michael so dark, so different than what we've been told? Because you've been fed a whole bunch of shit. Okay? Simple as that. I'm different. Totally different than all the other angels. For a reason. I got to do things that you couldn't possibly imagine. But Queen Persephone, well, she is from the Greek mythology. When she enters the story of the world, and she is the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. Now, Demeter was a goddess, the goddess of nature and flowers. Right? Now, Hades rode up there through the fields one day, outside of Olympus. And he stole Persephone, his niece. And he took her down to hell. What do you know is Hades, because his name is Hades. Across the river Styx, into hell itself. Into concubinage as his wife. I'll make you the queen of hell if you let me essay you, your uncle. Oh, your father's so great, but he will never come and save you. That's not how he works. That's why I'm allowed to take his daughter, and have her as my wife. Do whatever I want to her. Make her name the most disgraced name and evil name besides Lilith and all those other names. But we know that you're an angel. I'm going to raise you as a demon. I'm going to put you through SA like no other fucking creature has ever been in the history of histories. A creature born in heaven has to live in hell as a wife to her uncle. Now we talk in society of such things as terrible. We'd string that man up in the street, teach him a lesson he surely would never forget. If we had the chance. But we'd definitely lock him up. We see that as deprived, sick, stolen as a child, indoctrinated by the king of hell himself, the brother. So, if you're going to take Zeus as a god, the god that you think of, because he's not. No, that means God's brother is going to take one of his daughters, have her in the concubinage, and he don't give a fuck. Now, you know that's not God. God wouldn't work that way. So, Zeus is not a god. Zeus is a fucking another form of Satan. Okay, now writing off, oh, he's not like Aries. No, he's not like Aries. He's not like Aries. He's like Lucifer with the lightning. Like Zeus with the lightning. Lucifer was thrown out of heaven with lightning. Zeus is the master of lightning. You try it comes on the fucking prong fork that you always see bloody Satan coming up with. That's Poseidon's fucking fork. Ruler of the sea. The cloak of invisibility was given to Hades, or the helmet of invisibility. That's because the evil is always hiding, but right in front of you. You just can't see it. It's the cloak of invisibility. So it means he got given the gift of the gab with the fucking mouth. No? Simple as that one. He could talk the sweet talk. Make it seem like he's not even there, but he's right there in front of you. Cloak of invisibility. Cloak your brain by mesmerization, through hypnotization. Make you see fucking illusions, mirages. All these things in reality can happen in nature. Can happen on YouTube. Can happen right in front of your eyes where you see a man pull flowers out of nowhere, or a rabbit out of his hat. The whole world is a stage. You believe them to be magician and magic? No, it is tricksters, forming illusions and tricks. They was good at those. No, they was very good at those. It's strange the world how it functions. I know I'm very eccentric. I'm very weird. It's because the way you've been told is wrong. It's a secular thing with full stops, apostrophes in it, making your life, your belief in life, have sentences and ends. Yes, they do. But if you understand the true understanding of illumination or illumination or Illuminati, understand the true meaning behind the Freemasonry and the way that they believe in the all-seeing eye, well, none of this can function without Genesis, without procreation of life. The only way you've got Genesis happening, male and female, no other combination, unless you're an aphid or an alien. So when we start taking the gender roles and changing them and using them like Trump says that you shouldn't. This is one thing he's right about. He's evil. Oh yes, he is very evil. He's going to screw your country over. But not as bad as the other two would have. The other three, they would have made you shake hands with Lucifer himself. Trump's a man that's trying to run the world as an evil man. He ain't connected to no fucking Satan. He runs his own narrative. An evil man's narrative that knows they have dominion over this earth. That knows that God can't have a hand on them, because his hands are tied up by the rainbow. He knows that it's up to men to make their own decisions on this planet. This is where Trump is like that. Those others, oh no, they'll let Satan run right over you, like they did. Opened up the borders, regardless of where they come from, regardless of the color, regardless of what country. Your country, all the prices went up. Crime is rampant. Fentanyl is rampant. Sex crimes are rampant. No, the trafficking was rampant. That was all done to hide all this white party shit that's going on. That's all connected. That's why every single person that's on a Diddy White Party list was right there with the bloody Biden and Kamala. No band bus on their fucking train wagon trying to get elected. Funny that. White Party, doot doot, off we go. When he first got elected, why did no one come out and say, look at this dirty old man grabbing these young girls? Oh, look how he had that story about his daughter. No, her dad, her father, Biden used to jump in the shower with her when she's like 13 or whatever, 14, even up to fucking, no, and adults will do most. So you think this one. You're an old man, old wrinkly old bull bag man with white fucking wrinkly old ear falling asleep. Gonna jump in the shower with you because you're sexually active and you're curious, and that's an okay thing in that family. So the father has to go in and teach the daughter, I guess. And that seemed to be all right. That went all right with you. I mean, the King of England bringing in the 72 nations and the Commonwealth under the Star of Lucifer was all right with you. Having that debauchery scene at the fucking Olympics with all those Greek gods fucking depraving what the family idea and Jesus was, and even have a kid in the mix too. Right? All the fallen fucking Satan fucking gods. So all the fallen Greek gods, the fallen 200 angels from heaven, all fucking lined up there because you all loved your woke shit. Oh, that's woke, so we gotta love that. No, they stole that one too. They fucking got into you. They fucked you right up. You're not seeing the bigger picture, and you won't have it because you only want your own way, your own little narrative. Well, let me tell you about this woke narrative. Woke narrative is nothing but a fucking door that Satan fucking opened up, you voyeurs, stole the fucking rainbow, which is God's promise not to fuck the earth up, not to be fucking love and happy and gay and lesbian, or whatever fucking configuration you wish to be. So that's stolen, right? Made you think that you fucking come up with that little concept on your own, fucking your brain, and now the community, I'm sorry to say, you're not policing yourselves enough, right? You're not doing the right thing because you've let these buggers in. These buggers are in, and they're coming through your algorithm, your thought pattern. These ones that want to hurt the children. These ones that want to change the full narrative. These ones that want to desecrate the fucking God's laws of fucking nature itself. Yes. And that's what they are. They'll play as I'm transgender, or I'm gay. But the message they put out is they want to get hold of your little children. They're online all the time. They get some of the best views, some of the best hits. But they want your children. This is a child. No, this is crap. Why ever hear anyone talk to me and say anything about the sexuality of a child? This child believes they're this. This child believes that. Before that child reaches the age of 12, then I will look at that fucking parent. I will look at that carer. I will look at that kid's situation. And I will say that is a victim. A victim of indoctrination from its environment to think that way. A child under the age of 10 should not be worried about the concept of sex other than girl germs, boy germs. They should be worried about being a child. But we're that sick that we've actually now given the responsibility of what sex they want to be, asking them at the age of 5. Fucking ruin their concept of fucking whole fucking idea of shit. Fuck their poor little life up. That's like saying to them, we all know Santa Claus isn't real. But it's also good to fucking have that present for the kids because it's indoctrinated, even though that's bloody created by a Roman emperor. See, even in me, I still like doing it, and I know it's wrong now. Terrible to know all these things that we believed in that were good. All these people that were good. So wrong. And it really is. You don't want my if I like to give you my eyes for 24 hours so you can see the world through my eyes. It will really blow your mind away. But I guarantee you if I did that, you would be fucking handing them back and begging me to take them back in the very first 5 minutes. The world is so dark. The world is so evil. It's right there in front of you. And we allow it to happen. Unfortunately, when the time comes, all your governments, all these platforms, everything that we have in society is a cesspool, designed and fashioned to mirage as something else. If we really want to have a future, a good one that I know God would want, one that the way we use Jesus would want, we would not end up in that Bible in a fucking cube in New Jerusalem, living in a fucking Rubik's Cube in a matrix in a fucking tiny little place in Jerusalem. Only so many people of us are going to fit in that fucking cube. Your fucking, your trapezoid, which is also an Illuminati symbol. Okay? Your trapezoid to fucking pattern. I guarantee you, God would not have us have this whole planet. Mother Nature would not have built this whole planet for us to end in a fucking beautiful fucking matrix fucking Rubik's Cube. How come we living all in the cube in the end of that Bible? And it's so fucking good. And you're all so happy about that all at the end. God fucking wins. No, fucking he doesn't. Not if we're going to be stuck in that fucking Rubik's Cube. It means we fucked the whole earth up. We've got to be in some sort of containment. Or we're that fucking bad that we have to be contained. That's why the Jews are still going to have their little place up in heaven. But they fucked God over. He got a place up in heaven for us so he can watch over so they never do it again. And when he's going to fucking get them up there, he's going to punish the fucking rotten. He's going to keep them right there. They're going to wish they never ever fucking crossed him. He's going to deal with them personally. I mean, fucking no. He destroys whole planets when he gets angry. So what he's going to do to that people? Well, he deal with them personally. That's what they want. That's the deal they got. That's how they play. That's how this game's played with God. You know, God's a fucking spirit. He can never take the physical unless he comes through you. If he takes the physical, he is that bright. He is that bright that he'll burn like the sun. There's only one person that has ever heard the voice of God. One person that has ever talked directly to God and had God answer back. One person and one person only. And only that person knows what he said. There's one that could step up and take all his radiance. But I cannot hear his word. Only his son can do that. Only his son ascended to the top of the stairs where his father's throne was. Only his son spoke to the Father. And all throughout the history of God, he has never spoken the word to anyone than his son. God's powerful words will blow you away, disintegrate you from the voice of life. It is that powerful. He cannot command, he will fucking destroy universes. If he opens his mouth and makes his sound, he'll go, Om! There's a big fucking bang. Only one person that has the power to do that, that is the Son that is to ascend. Because he is the firstborn Son. He put all his love and energy and beauty into that one. Lucifer is not an evil demon. He's actually quite a beautiful man. And when they come to vote for the most beautiful angel in heaven, well, God made him the most beautiful. It should have been him that was elected. But we chose Aniel because she was. And well, Satan's never liked that. And I can tell you right now, knowing God best, he didn't like that either. Right? He didn't like that one either. I built my son who's going to step up. He should be the most beautiful. He should be praised. I favor the son. I'm a father. No father wants their son to fall. I put all my good loveness and energy into him so he can step up and take this job. As I've always planned it, no matter how bad he is, he's going to have to take over this job. But if he keeps going this way, taking it before time, well, I will have to destroy you. And that's something I do not want to do. So we're going to play this little game, son. Because I know what God best. So I didn't need to hear this. I know how this went. I know how this went. We're going to have a little game. This game is going to be all the games of everything all put into one. You see, it's about souls. Right? We're going to see who's getting the most. Have a little competition. Right? You're going to have to get around all these rules in these games that we're playing. About Mother Nature and all that. It's all going to be in. It's going to be on that many levels. It's going to be the ultimate fucking game between us. Trust me, son. This is the best Xbox in the fucking galaxy. You sit back with me, boy. You're being a bad boy. I'm going to put you on the fucking... I'm going to put your restriction on, so I'm going to put the child lock on you. So you can't go online. You can only battle against me. And somewhere along the line, well, he got fucking rainbowed out. He can't play to actually physically control the game no more. That's going on down here. Aha, see? There you go. So he's sitting there playing the fucking Universe Game Boy. And his father can't even touch it because he's got a little rule going on. But the avatars on the Game Boy, us, the algorithms, the matrix bullshit, on the biological fucking game of life. Right? We got a chance to fucking be free will thinking units. Something that AI isn't. Something that the game units aren't. They've got to be programmed. We've got a certain program to us. We're also free will thinking units. God made us free will thinking units. Freely, like him. Everything else is bound to a secular thinking. That's why we're so unique. That's why we're so hated. That's why all the angels wanted to back up Satan. I should bring them in and make them pray to you, God. And he has. He has been doing that ever since he infiltrated the church. I'll put all these angels up. They're going to come down and rain fire on them, but they can also save them. And then I'll string fucking this one up on the cross, and we'll have this little ceremony fucking going. And I'll tell them if they don't give us money, well, fucking going to hell. I'll invent money. I'll put this here, invent money, and there we go. Now, here we go. Your one-eye Illuminati bullshit? You know where it comes from? Money. Money, honey. Look at the King of England. He got one eye on these fucking coins all around the world in these 72 nations. We just got all the new dollar bills, all the new coins out now with his little face on it, facing the other way. Oh, his mother was facing that way. Now he's facing that way. Isn't that strange? Only one eye showing. One eye, see? Oh, seeing eye of power. You know who instituted that? The Persians. Yes, that bloody Xerxes sitting there with the devil himself. Or a demon, because that wasn't a devil. The devil done nothing. He doesn't look like a goat. Like I said, he's a beautiful man. You've got to fucking realize that. He's got a sweet tongue. That's why he's able to manipulate so many. If he jumped in front of you like a demon with big giant wings or come at you like half a goat, you're going to shit your pants and you're not going to do a deal with that because it's going to freak you right the fuck out. He's going to come at you like a businessman with a contract. He'll be like a promotioner or a music company. And you're going to know it's that the devil you're dealing with. Because you usually don't deal just with him. You've got to be special to deal with that one. You have him there. You'll send an advocate that's working for him. The devil's advocate. It's not just supposed to be the Pope, you know. That's not wrong. That's God's man. The Pope was never going to be the devil's advocate. The devil wears Prada. So, again, they make the female out as to be the bad one. But that's just it. The advocate in this story is the female. And she's having a hard time accepting that one. But all the keys fit for her too. So that's why she hasn't told me to go away, you loon. And I actually ignored her because she said good morning. And I haven't messaged back. So I'm surprised she hasn't messaged me again, being angry. What'd you get that? It means that she's only just woken up. That's the advocate. And that's that Chloe, Roma, yes. She's the advocate. First female online to advocate for men's rights. You know, a concept unheard of down here. That's why I was interested in talking to that one. That's how we met. Simple as that. We've been through things, well, already. She doesn't believe it, but she knows it. She doesn't want me to talk about it, but it's true. No? People can't take that leap of faith. I cannot help them. Me and her prayed to the Lord. She led and I followed. Hadn't prayed for a very long time, the Lord's Prayer. We did last year, not long after we met. We both felt good. Everything's been different since. Things are better. We had a connection to that through prayer. That's why I call her my sister. She's not my blood sister. She's my prayer sister. I was going to do some very cool things. I talked to that one, and we had that little thing and brought me around. So there we go. The advocate was good for essential purposes. I still have to try and save her, or she'll fall. And, well, what can I say? She got a bit of control over me. You know, like a bind. Funny, that one. I want to go out and do this thing. She won't let me. She don't like that. Scares the shit out of her. Frightening that everything now is becoming a reality. Want to be in this matrix world, telling me how it wants to live. I'd like to live in a real world, but more like the fantasy ones. I said, well, maybe I should. This is where a bit rash. But I knew who I was talking to nonetheless. Because she might be Roma. Army, that's the name she's taken for herself. She might have the name Chloe Sutherland as a real name. But I know it's Aniel. And when she did the research on that name, she's never said it wasn't. She knew it was her. That one's been looking for herself ever since she was thrown away as an orphan. I helped her find herself. Now that she realizes that one, right, well, what can I say? She's the advocate. In that book, she's the devil's advocate. Might be a good thing that she's doing for men. It would seem that way. It really would. Could be accredited for saving 1 million men around the world. Nobel Prize, Peace Award winning material. But she won't accept awards like a real hero. Like I told her, you are a hero. But, well, she's actually advocating for the devil. I'm not going to tell you that. Otherwise, she'll probably look at this and find out. I don't want to tell her that. I haven't got the heart then to tell her that one. About her and her friends, because they're really good at it. Do some good things. But they're advocating for the devil and they don't know it. They're working for him and they don't know it. People work for the devil, thinking they're doing God's work, but they're actually working for him, the devil. They don't know it. There's a rule in that game that God and Lucifer are playing. The Father and the Son. And heaven and hell are right next door to each other. It's a family business. It's a family argument. It's a family affair. Has been right from the beginning. It will always be family. That's why family is essential. That's why man wanted to control the dominion over God and Satan. So he put that little Holy Spirit, cut the woman right out the fucking family deal. And it's got all these women all around the world that are very devout to a lot of that fucking Christianity religion, especially the Catholics, or the nuns and that. You sit there and pray yourself right out the fucking hymn. Thinking it's all God. You say it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Fucking bullshit. How's the family? How's that going to happen? How's he rooting a ghost and having a kid? You know? How's he doing that one? Can't do that. Holy Spirit. That means it's the woman. You are the Holy Spirit. You are the one that has to actually combine the DNA together with the egg and the sperm to create the free will thinking unit inside you, which is life, which is essential to the process of life. Without you being what you are, life can never be. We wouldn't have been able to go forward without the woman. The woman's responsibility to bear life into the world is one of the greatest responsibilities of all time. It is the greatest and most powerful responsibilities. Something that no man can do, that we're trying to control, trying to recreate with 3D printed robots, clones, and stuff like that. We even now got the ability to make a fake womb, put a test tube baby in it, and we can cut you women right out the deal. That's why you're being put on top. Why the world is such a shit sandwich. All these fucking sodomites, all these Gideonites, all these sickites, they robbed your fucking community for their real fucking message. They're gonna fuck that over and you're gonna get blamed. You're gonna get blamed. All you women at the top, you've been pushed into positions of power. So when the world goes tits up, your head's on the chopping block, you're gonna get blamed. You'll be diminished back down to fucking where you was a million years ago. You just don't see it. All you women are empowered, all self-centered. You're finding problems between men and women simply because women don't want to be women no more. You cannot fucking expect to think, I'm not going to be your cleaner. I'm not going to be your incubator. I'm not going to fucking provide you money. You have to fucking give me everything. And you have to pay for my lifestyle. What man would fucking want you? You go and get a man and fuck that. Because Lisa won't backchat him and bullshit that one. So she's not going to clean, so she's a slob. She's not going to give you open your legs, so she's going to run you like a dickhead. And half the reason why you get with someone in the first place, so you can have intimacy. Let's get it right. Right? Then we mix that intimacy up, which is a fucking sexual act, with love. Because it ain't fucking love. I won't fucking accept this sexuality bullshit as fucking part of anything to do with love. That's why that rainbow is wrong for your community to use. It has nothing to do with love. You're going to commit that as love, all right? Love. Love means sex, does it? Love means sex. Love means because you love that one, you're going to have sex with. Okay. Love is also having the love for your children, for your mother. I don't fucking jump in the bed and fuck them. Some families might, but I don't. That's called pedophilia, right? That's called incest. We got laws against that. Oh,